into this space of healing with Harretta. I ask that you just sit back, unwind, drop those shoulders, and allow me to speak to your heart, your soul, your mind, body, and spirit. Let's enjoy this ride. Welcome back, everybody. We're at it again. So first of all, I want to say a happy belated Mother's Day to all those who are mothers and aunties and sister girlfriends that do their part of making the world go round. But yeah, who are mothers and thrive at it. I always say that I believe being a parent, especially a mother, is the hardest job there is on earth, because it is a 24/7 job that you really don't earn income from, but I believe that there's just a certain fulfillment that each mother has, seeing their child thrive in the world. So kudos to y'all for doing what you do, and shout out to the aunties as well. I enjoyed celebrating with my mother this weekend. My brother came in town to surprise her, and she truly was surprised. And let me tell y'all what happened. He comes home and he always wants certain food. So we're like, okay, got you. So I went and got food, and my mom was like, oh my goodness, this is so much food. And I was like, yeah, I was hungry when I ordered, so we'll have leftovers. And she like, okay, didn't pay it no mind. But sure enough, he walks into the house and she's like stunned for a second, not processing, because she thought he was at home watching the game like we was watching the game on the couch. So it was a great scene. And yeah, I wish I was able to catch it on camera, because she for real was like, wait a minute, what's going on? But all in all, we did have a great Mother's Day celebration, and we went to church with my mom, and it was so funny because the pastor was like, we knew y'all was gonna come up in here because people choose to come to church on the 3 given Sundays. And what is that? Christmas, Easter, as well as Mother's Day. So true, so true. But yeah, had a good little time with my mommy. So again, shout out to all the mamas out there. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm proud of you. Again, you got the hardest job in the world. All right. So let's get into this week's episode. First of all, thank you to those who repost me and, give me shout outs related to the podcast, and those who are writing reviews and rating it. I really, really, truly appreciate it. But today I want to focus on the spirit of discernment. Okay. I had a client reach out to me, and she was in the midst of taking a class. I believe it was a yoga class. And she said they were learning about energy work and mindfulness and meditation, this, that, and the other. And she wanted my opinion related to the class practicing Reiki on a pregnant woman. And I told her it was a heavy question to ask, because the thing that I enjoy about spirituality is that you do what's right for you. So I didn't feel comfortable being in a place of speaking on someone else's teachings, but her main concern was for the pregnant woman. So I told her, I would suggest you talk to the person that you're learning from. But personally, if I was the pregnant woman, no, I would not want several people working within my energetic field. That's just me. And she would have to decide that herself. So that was my standpoint on it. I really don't know if she appreciated my answer because she didn't respond back, but that's okay. That's okay. I had to do what I had to do, because I know personally I don't even work on women who are past 6 months pregnancy. Like if you at 6 months, that's where we gonna stop. I don't want anything else to the development of the child. I don't want to have to affect anything. And not saying that it will. It's just my own personal preference that I choose not to work with anyone who is beyond 6 months. Like I had someone reach out to me and they said they had a colleague that was 8 months and think that energy work will be beneficial for them. I was like, yeah, it probably might be, but I can't do it right now. I won't. She can come to me post labor. Either way, energy work will work. And it's not, and that's the thing. When my client was writing to me, she's like, I know Reiki is safe. And I'm like, yeah, we all have that flowing energy through us. But yeah, I think it's important to use your own discernment when it comes to certain things in life. So I was like, that'll be a good idea to talk about with a podcast. So let's get into it. Discernment. So when I looked up the definition of discernment, I came across 3 definitions that really stood out. So here they are. Number 1, the cognitive condition of someone who understands. 2, the mental ability to understand and discriminate between relations. And 3, the trait of judging wisely and objectively. And personally, I just look at discernment as the ability to make a smart judgment about something. So it's a judgment, but it's smart and it's relative to you and your insight and wisdom. It's, to me, another level of intuition. So let's talk about the road towards better discernment. So I just mentioned intuition, and we've talked about that, I believe, in the episode, 4, something like that. We talked about the intuition and how it's important to get in tune with it. So when it comes to the road towards better discernment, I would say your intuition and your inner guidance is what is truly needed. So trusting that inner voice and allowing it to guide you towards what feels authentically right for you at any given moment, and also trusting what feels wrong or misleading. So again, to trust that intuition and be in tune with it, you got to have those 3 F's. If you forgot, I'm going to remind you: that focus, that fuel, and that fun. So again, focus is making the decision to use your meditation to further enhance the connection with yourself. And then for fuel, you want to properly fuel your mind and your body because it is a vehicle. And also you want to have fun and enjoy the process of tapping into your 6th sense. So doing little fun games and seeing how much aligned you are with it. Like, oh, I got a text message. Who texts me? Oh, I bet you I'm going to see a red car within the next 2 miles. Little things like that. That's fun. All right, so that will be beneficial for the road towards more discernment. But I also believe that it's important to have spiritual authenticity. And that means recognizing any type of practices or teachings that are beneficial and transformative for your own personal growth. And when it comes to spiritual authenticity, we are now living in a world where everything is out there, and you truly have to align with what's right for you. That's when that discernment comes in. So personally, I remember probably around 2019, 2018 or so, I joined a Facebook group that was all about spirituality. And these people were talking about altars and getting in tune with your ancestors and burning money and leaving food out for your ancestors and guides. And I was just like, that's a different take. Okay. But it just was not sitting right with me. So I did like a little something just to see, like, all right, let me have this space intentionally for me to connect with my loved ones. And honestly, it just didn't work for me. So I believe it was discernment that was like, yeah, this might work for other people, but it don't work for you. But I tell you what did work for me is crystals. And I believe that worked for me because I was intuitively guided towards getting my first crystal, which was a rose quartz that helped me deal with the loss of my father. So it's a process to everything. But again, that discernment is important to have. So beyond having that intuition and inner guidance and that spiritual authenticity, it's important for you to have that energetic awareness. And what I mean by that is being able to be in tune with the people around you, the places you go, even the practices that you do. And that discernment will help with sensing if that energy is positive, healing, and uplifting compared to if it's negative, exhausting, and draining, Story time. So I recall me going through my spiritual awakening and evolution and growth, whatever words you want to put it with it. But I was like deep into it. And I remember meeting with one of my girlfriends for lunch, and we were supposed to go to a day party afterwards. So we did our little catch up or whatever, and we talked, and literally the day party was right across the street, so we could see people walking in, coming out, this and the other. So we enjoyed our lunch and lingered for a while. Then we was like, so you ready? You ready to go? Yeah, let's go ahead and go. But when I tell y'all, we were like walking so slow. It was less than a block away. We were walking so slow, and I just felt like this reserve within me of not wanting to go. And this was before I officially reached the point in life where I'm at now. I don't do nothing I don't want to do. But it was kind of like I felt this hesitancy walking up to the place. So we about 25 feet away. And I just looked at her, and I was hearing the music, and I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling this vibe or not. And she like, you not either? And I was like, wait a minute, you're not either? And she like, no. And I was like, well, we aligned on that. But there was something about that atmosphere that just did not sit right with our spirits at that time. So I believe it's definitely important for you to have energetic awareness to what feels right and what don't feel right, because like I always say, majority of the time, if something don't feel right, it ain't right. And if you still force yourself to go through with it, guess what? You're going to have to pay some way, somehow at the end. Either it's being frustrated, either you having self chatter in your head like, man, I knew I shouldn't have came in the first place. Whatever it is. I really feel like if I would have went in, I would have just been sitting up against the wall with my arms crossed. Oh, like, you ready to go? I'm ready to go. Let's go. Not wanting to drink, not wanting to do anything. So anyway, it's important to be aware of the energy around you. And that's part of having discernment. Another thing I believe is just to do some critical thinking for yourself. Applying the information and experiences you've been through, just questioning and analyzing everything, even sometimes like seeking evidence. And it's to the level of not having, I can't get the word out, basically not tolerating blind acceptance. Actually thinking for yourself. And I truly believe we had a test with the critical thinking and having discernment with the pandemic. Like people truly had to decide what was best for them when it came to the vaccinations and when it came to, how you were going to live, if you were going to be 6 feet apart from somebody, or if you still going to have get-togethers, this, that, and the other. You really had to do critical thinking and discern what was best for you and your way of living. Everybody had a different decision. And we all know during that time, emotions was at all-time high. Because, that fear, is a monster. But I feel like emotional balance is also important when it comes to discernment, because we can be excited and have strong emotions about things, but that can really cloud our judgment And we that happens often when we choose to be in relationships with certain people. We might get so excited, like, oh my God, this is it. I feel like this is the one. Da, 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 da. You're on a high and not recognizing those red flags that might come about. All right, so so maybe you're already on the right track of discernment. And if so, these might be some things that you notice about yourself. Are you very observant? Do people tend to come to you for advice because they trust your judgment? Now, can you read between the lines of conversations? If you can do those things, you're on the right track. Also, are you very intuitive about people's feelings and motivations? Baby, I'ma be your motivation. That's all y'all got. And that is by Miss Kelly Rowland featuring Lil Wayne. And it was released in 2011. All right, back to the pod. Like, you know when someone likes or dislikes something without them even telling you. Also, do you tend to speak up when it comes to debates or any type of discussions? And even those that might tend to leave you in a unpopular opinion, because now, child, they feel like if your opinion don't align with somebody else's, you in the wrong. Guess what? We were meant to have different opinions. We're not meant to agree on all things. Come on, people. Okay, back to the signs about being on the right track with discernment. Are you naturally drawn to investigating or research? And do you have a knack of just knowing when someone is lying or keeping it real with you? And also, do you have a strong sense of justice and fairness? Because the truth of the matter is that having the gift of discernment is totally different than wisdom and insight, because it truly goes to the depths of looking beyond the surface. You know, you can see deeper into someone's hearts and what's their motives behind things. Like, you can really tell if someone is being sincere with their actions or not. All right, so we're going to switch some things up. Y'all know I can't do anything alike every single time. But I've been hearing you guys about my voice being calming and soothing and even putting you to sleep. And for years, people have told me, like, Reddy, you should record meditations and be on the Calm app and this, that, and other. And I was just like, okay. But now, since I'm behind the microphone in this sense, why not provide a meditation for you guys? You ready? Okay. So I want you to get into a comfortable position and relax and allow me to do a meditation focused on your intuition, which will further enhance your discernment. You with me? All right. So let's first draw your attention towards your breath as you notice how it flows in and out of your body with every inhalation and every exhalation, noticing the gentle rise and fall of the chest and of the belly as you breathe. Just taking this time to come back to yourself, come back to your center, unplugging from the mental chatter. I'd like for you to bring your attention to your awareness of your belly, right below your navel. Bring your awareness to that lower part of your belly. If you would like, place your hands on that lower abdomen, that sacral chakra right below your navel. Breathing space into this chakra. And then taking that awareness at the same time to your third eye at the center of your forehead. I want you to think of drawing an energetic line from right below your navel towards the center of your forehead, connecting the gut to your inner spirit. the third eye, and drawing that energetic path of intuition, inner wisdom, knowledge, and discernment. There's an inner knowing that we all have within ourselves, and we can tap into it at any time and know that it's always available to us. That inner voice in the back of your mind that tells you to do something or sometimes not to do something tends to know which path to take. This internal guidance can lead us towards what is in alignment with our own being. Allow your intuition to blossom. Feel how it guides you. As your intuition guides you, feel this internal wisdom growing and forming into discernment. You can feel how you let go and you surrender things that no longer serves you. The things that aren't in alignment. Know that you are guided. You are being led. You are exactly where and how you should be right now. As you trust in this internal knowing, you're breaking the walls of your limiting beliefs, and you are breaking through the worries and fears. You accept and love yourself and know that you are enough. Matter of fact, you are more than enough. You are everything you allow yourself to be. You learn to open up, to be vulnerable. You crack yourself wide open mentally, emotionally, physically, and choosing to trust your intuitive path. You will let go of the doubt, and you'll experience more than you ever could on this path of inner knowing and trusting. You'll integrate your passions and find happiness and success in whatever form that stays true to you. You can now let go of the plan that you have formed in your mind in order to accept the divine intuitive flow that is within you. Your soul yearns to grow in new and exciting ways. You have so much to offer this world. As you allow these words to settle in your mind, I want you to bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale and exhale out. In this moment, express gratitude and appreciation to yourself for taking this time to receive this meditation, for also taking this time to cultivate stillness, and more than anything, taking the time to tune into that inner knowing, which is your inner wisdom, which is your intuition, and also the gift of discernment. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I would like to leave you with just one more thing, an affirmation that I like to say that allows me to get further in tune with my intuition as well as discernment is, I affirm that I see beyond all illusion. Again, I see beyond all illusions. One more time, say it with me. I see beyond all illusion. And on that note, I'm out. Until next time, y'all. All right. Peace.